Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Age of Sigmar Christmas Battle Forces. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Amass a new army with 4 Age of Sigmar Battle Force boxes. With the end of the year in sight, there's only one thing for it. It's time to reveal the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Battle Force boxes. These hefty bundles are perfect for starting a new army or expanding an existing one, so if you got a spearhead that you want to tip over into the core of an army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, these are a great next step. Alright, so first for Skaven, we have the Scryer Warp Swarm. In the wake of the Vermin Doom, the Skaven clans attack the mortal realms with renewed vigor, each attempting to court favor with the recently ascended Great Horned Rat. The leaders of Clan Scryer bring to bear a madcap weaponry with a total disregard for safety, and the Scryer Warp Spawn contains an arch warlock with a supplement of 20 vicious storm vermin who protect him as he oversees a range of teams, carting warp-powered weapons into battle. A rattling warp blaster spits glowing death at foes, while 3 warp-locked Giselles target enemy heroes with pinpoint accuracy. 5 acolyte globadiers hurl glass spheres filled with toxic gas. And a Warp Spark weapon battery unleashes the power of either Warp Volt Scourges, Rattling Guns, or Warp Fire Throwers. Alright, so pretty nice little mix up right here. We've got your Skaven for Chaos. So we got the Arch Warlock leading the charge. Then we've got 2 squads of 10 or 20 Storm Vermin. We've got a Warp Blaster. We've got some Giselles. We've got some Globadiers. And then we have a Warp Spark weapon battery. So a pretty decent setup right here if you're going for a Clan Scryer army. Alright, and then next for Death, we have the Lances of the Crimson Keep. So we got these Soulblight Gravelords getting an army. Prince Forgeworld once had the temerity to try overthrowing the tyrant Nagash, and his failure cost him his freedom. Now he lives shackled in the supernatural Crimson Keep, a phantasmal citadel that appears in the ruins of strongholds around the mortal realms. When its gates open, he rides forth on the Revenant Draconeth Swordmare, leading his Blood Knights into battle, cursed to fade to nothing if he doesn't ride back in the Crimson Keep before it disappears again. The Lances of the Crimson Keep contain Prince Forgeworld on his monstrous steed, who commands 10 Blood Knights, savage crimson-armored vampire cavaliers who ride down their foes with brutal efficiency. There are no vampires without bats, and 3 fellbats follow this imperious bloodsuckers around, feasting on foes shattered by the Blood Knights' charges. Alright, so we have Prince Forgeworld on the dragon, very cool kit. Then we have 2 squads of 5 Blood Knights, and then we have a squad of 3 bats. So not a ton of models in this box set, but we have a really nice centerpiece model and also one that came out recently. So if you haven't picked up Forgeworld already, especially if you need some more Blood Knights, this is a great box. Alright, and then we have the Dankhold Rampage. So the Gloomspite Gitz of Destruction are getting a Trog Battle Force box set. So very cool if you're looking to get some trolls on the table. Troggoths are notoriously dangerous and hard to kill creatures. These glacial lifestyles often see them snooze away in dank corners to putrid swamps for centuries, slowly growing bigger and stronger as they absorb nutrients from their environment. When riled to anger, they become a force of nature, the bad moon stoking their tempers to fever pitch. Trug, the Troggoth King, rumbles into battle carrying a shattered laystone on his back, that through percussive instruction can empower him and his allies. The Dankhold Rampage lives up to its name by including the Dankhold Trug Boss, bigger and stronger than 6 rocket Troggoths who lumber alongside him, hurling rocks with their long muscled arms. 3 Fellwater Troggoths complete the pack, vomiting vile streams of filth over the enemies, softening them up for their cave-dwelling buddies. The Dankhold Trug Boss can also be built as a Dankhold Troggoth if you don't want anyone contesting the Trug's rule. Alright, so we got Trug, we've got a Trog Boss, we've got 3 of the Fellwaters, and then we got 6 of the Dankhold or Stone Trolls. So really nice troll box set right here. Very cool. I absolutely love all of these models. I have a troll army and this is beautiful. Very cool.
Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you.
Okay, and then moving over to order, we have the Outcast Spike Grove for the Sylvaneth. The Sylvaneth are warriors bound to protect the realm of life and nature in all its forms across the mortal realms. They go about their duty with grim dignity, but those who are too cruel or full of malice are exiled from the noble houses and fight under the banner of Dredrakna Hamadreth. The Outcast Spike Grove is a war party hailing from the deepest and darkest woods, led by the Queen of the Outcasts herself. She is joined by a spirit of Durthru who has pledged his colossal sword to her cause, 15 Spite Revenants screaming a maddening dirge as they hurl themselves into their foes, and 20 Dryads who howl as they rake their enemies with claws. The spirit of Durthru can also be built as a Tree Lord or Tree Lord Ancient, while the Spite Revenants can also be constructed as noble Tree Revenants. Alright, so a nice box right here. So we have Durthru, who can be built in 3 different ways. We have Draika, who's an awesome character and model. Then we have 15 of the Revenants that have a dual build. And then we have 20 of the Dryads. So nice model count right here. A couple big monsters. Missing a lot of the newer kits that have come out though. It would have been nice to see them like put some newer stuff in here rather than recycling a bunch of the old stuff. But very cool box set and nice model count. So we've got 4 new Age of Sigmar battle forces coming this Christmas. So first we have the Skaven for Chaos. Then we have the Soulblight Gravelords coming for Death. We have the Dankhold Rampage coming for Destruction. And then we have the Outcast Spike Grove coming for Order. So 4 very thematic boxes, varying definitely in like model count and contents, but probably around the same value. We will do a follow-up breakdown of each of the individual boxes with the new price increases in effect, break down the actual value in the box sets, how many points are in each, and whether or not they'll go along nicely with 1 or 2 spearheads, whether you should pick up 2 of these boxes, etc. So stay tuned for the follow-up videos if you're curious about any of those things. Let me know down in the comments which of these boxes you're most excited for, or if you have any questions. Always like to hear back from you guys. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.